Money. It's not a topic that I am very good at. You can ask my husband.
I'm not sure we can afford this project, but we think God can afford it for us.
There are some within the church that God has really blessed and has really given the gift of giving back.
That needs to be something that each family, each person takes a look at what they can do, how they can contribute. Prayer, encouragement, whatever your strength is. For some people it's not going to be just expenses. But if that's something that you can do, then great, we need that.
We need to look at ourselves and what we can do as an individual, because I think each circumstance is a little different. And I think we just need to ask God within our own selves what we can give in this.
People have already been reaching down and giving more than they've given in the past, so they're stretching and reaching down deeper into their pockets than they ever have or ever thought they possibly could. But still, it's going to take God's power to do that through us, and we have to be willing to do our part at the same time.
All families can cut out, and that's probably one thing that is hard to think about, hard to do, especially if you're on a really tight budget. But to think about how much this is going to impact future generations and how little our sacrifice really is going to be up front. Try to think about that, I guess, when you're figuring out your expenses and what you can really contribute.
Throughout the week, I can think of many, many things that I do that are not necessary. I just do it because I can afford it, and so I do it.
We've got to realize that it's not just us, but it's God, because this is something that if we try to take this project on as men and just look at it through our own eyes, I think we would have a big struggle.
If we want to do something bad enough, we will come up with the cash, and we will find a way.
Once we went to a vote and saw that there was such overwhelming support to proceed, growing among the members of the congregation proves to me that God's will is that we go forward with this project.
We have a clear vision of what we want to do, and really I view this as being good stewards of what God has given us. He's given us this facility. He gave this to us over 40 years ago, and I look around and I look at the people that attend Washington Christian and I see how their lives have been blessed. But it's not just brick and mortar. I think this is just going to be the start of something great that's going to happen.
Personally, I'm really excited about it. This is the second building project I've been involved with. Coming together, the whole church, for one big project really brought people together in their hearts and minds because we're working on one thing. So I'm honored and I'm excited to be part of that here at Washington Christian.
As I look at my kids, and I want them to grow up and to say Washington Christian was their home church. It's something that I never really had, so I'm looking at it through my kids' eyes and thinking this is something that I would want for them, and not just for the next year, 2 years, 5 years, but for the next 10, 20 years and beyond.
Mike and I started to come to this church when Bart was just a baby. Once we got in here, we got to know the body of believers and wanted to stay here. But I think that seeing the church come alive and spring up in a new look, renovation, it's going to show others that we love this church.
I feel strongly that this project is a real watershed. When this church was built here in 1964, it reached one watershed mark and the church took a leap forward. It's time again now for another leap forward.
This is only the beginning, and the challenge that the leadership is presenting us with right now is just the start of great new things.
But we must reach out to people with larger classrooms, with larger fellowship space, a bigger and modern kitchen, an upgraded auditorium. All those things are nice to have, but don't do anything for the kingdom if we don't do what we need to do to make it work and make it effective.
Faith without works is dead, and it's time for a challenge.